Hey guys, welcome back to another reaction video. This one is on, well, Jacksonville Most Feared and Most Wanted Gang. This one has to do with Foolio, Yungeen Ace, everything you should know. As you can see, you know, they've been doing these diss tracks, well, for a long amount of time. But now they're getting, like, mad. Like, disrespectful before, but now they're wilding out. So, and you know, these never really end well. Last one what we did was, like, on... When I See You, and he was talking about his dead brother and stuff. I think it was on his birthday too. But without further ado, let's check this out. It's gonna be a longer reaction. Alright, yeah.
We got another banger, man. Now, we still on break from the celeb news, and you know that hurts, man. And look, I'm dying to come back, but we gonna substitute that for today with some real nightmare fuel. Look, movies are one thing, right? But when the horror is down the street, well, damn it, that brings a whole new element to the game, man. You're like, yo, not down the street from my crib, right? Yeah. Right down the street from your crib, man. You see what I'm saying? That is, if you live in the Jacksonville area of, well, you know, never mind all that, man.
And, you know, I'm not one of those people to glorify all this stuff, but this is the type of stuff people be living in. And I bet, I bet they could say, yeah, if I could choose a different life, I would. But, like, people are like, oh, you should join a gang. Like, it's, like, you had a choice. No, sometimes you really don't. Like, some places you don't join a gang, you don't got protection. People be robbing you, beating your ass, doing everything to you every day. Sometimes you need to have people, just like you need to have people around you, sometimes you need to have people who do certain things around you to keep you safe. And it's sad, but it's reality, and that's life. And don't be judged. I don't judge people for that stuff. They gotta do the...
I don't want to scare you too much. Yo, check this out, man. We talking about Yungeen Ace and Julio Foolio. Now, some of y'all like, I'm not familiar. Well, you about to be familiar, man. Yo, check this out. I had to do research on these cats, man. And bruh, I had to make for myself like an elaborate picture of an intricate web of absolute
Move in.
Alright, we'll start you off.
Okay, but first, you know, you see all those comments and stuff. They're like, oh, man, you scared of him, you pussy and shit, right? Nah. That's what I don't like about the internet. People be like maybe talking so much and stuff, but whenever it's time, you meet one of those people in person, they bitching off real quick. Like, look at my Instagram. I have one video I posted of a fight and stuff, and then I got this dude trolling me and shit. Like, he's like, oh, when I called you that, you didn't call me shit because you know I want to beat your ass. And people talk the most crap but then when you pull up, they don't do nothing. I met that dude. I was like, what up? It's sad.
Off at 5'10" deep. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna set this one off with an arrest warrant for Yungeen Ace and his mans, DeAndre Thomas, who attempted a robbery on a couple that was selling weed, man. Now, back in 2016, that's right, if you're a weed seller, you at risk for the bullish. Look, I'm just trying to keep it a buck, man. Somebody's gotta tell you these things. Now, bullets came through the door of a couple missing a 1-year-old by inches. The baby was in a high chair and a bullet hit the headrest, man. That joint right there is divine intervention from demonic activity. You follow what I'm saying? You like, yo, you're not coming from this direction, are you? Man, hell yeah, we coming from this direction. Yo, this stuff is satanic, man. You think it's
this man's really energetic, like I don't know, this man's spazzing out.
Happening in some obscure country? No, it's in the hood, bro. You think demons don't like Florida? Man, have you been to Florida? It's beautiful. Anyway, Yungeen Ace did a couple of months in jail for that robbery. Now, 6 months later, a dude by the name of Zion Brown, who happens to be Foolio's cousin, I believe, was the only adult in the house, mind you, with about 5 other children. That's right, children are involved in this joint. Zion, who's 18 years old, is in a crib with 2 other girls and 3 small children ages 6, 9, and 17. Well, I mean, 17 ain't small, but you know what I'm saying, man. Now, around 1:30 in the morning, a brick comes crashing through the sliding glass door in the back of the house, right? One of the girls calls 911, but before the one time could get on the scene, the gunman walks through the kitchen into the living room where everybody's gathered. The gunman lets the cannon do its thing. Now, based on the scene, right, the police say this appears to be the work of multiple people. So I'm assuming...
So you can see, like, nobody's safe. It don't matter if you got kids in your house. You got, like, this is the thing. And this is something to do. Those kids are going to, like, people say, oh, they're too young to remember and know what's going on. But that's just going to stick in their head. When they grow up, they're going to be moving different. They're going to probably become, like, fucking demons and shit. Like me, I remember stuff from when I was little, like, that still shape everything I do nowadays. I might tell you guys about some of that stuff later. Some of it's kind of personal, but, like, this stuff, it changes you. Like, now I sleep different. I sleep with, like, stuff on me because things been happening. People try to kill me. One of my pretty much like a roommate kind of thing, without getting too much. Trying to choke me in my sleep. So now I sleep like close, like without my neck being up and stuff. Like, I used to be able to sleep on my back. Can't do that no more. And I sleep with a knife. That's all I gotta say. I sleep with some other stuff, but that's shit changes you.
Bullet holes were everywhere.
7.
The 2 girls got hit, and Zion Brown is hit as well. Now, this is significant because it sets off a chain reaction that leads all the way to a couple of weeks ago, man. We dropping this joint on April 26, 2021. Now, like I said, Zion Brown is hit, 2 girls are hit, and a 9-year-old. I told you these dudes are different, man. It was stated that as Zion lay dying, he reveals that the shooter is someone by the name of DeAndre Thomas. This is the same Thomas that was with Ace for a robbery I just told you about. Allegedly, right? Now, this dude got a bit of a record. Drug possession in February 2017, drug possession in 2016, 6 accounts of burglary in 2015. I mean, they kept letting this dude out. He kept doing the thing. 6 counts of burglary in which a gun was pilfered. Now, look, if you want to practice this way of life, right? You hate your loved ones, man. You got to, man. Everyone around you, you must hate them. Because you know this stuff spins off into bodies of friends, families, loved ones. This is all satanic, man. If that's what you like and that's what you want to do, have at it, fam.
You can tell these niggas from Florida. Look, them gold teeth. Like, they're rich enough you can see they got diamonds. They got them gold teeth. That's, you know, them Florida people. That girls, like, the women got the girls. The girl, like, everybody got girls. That's just how it is.
Furnace with your name written all over it. My bad. Six counts of Burton. Yeah, said what up. In his gun, and then he walked out. Close.
Damn. Okay. So while we're on a break right here, he walked. Man, like, people do this like it's like sometimes people play as a game. People do like this, like nothing. They just walk in, shoot up the place, maybe shoot like a little kid. They just walk out like, okay, I robbed the shit. They didn't even panic.
Walked out, not ran. Walked out. One of the victims, a teenager, said she tried to hide behind the couch, but was shot in both her legs. Her 9-year-old cousin was shot in her neck and her right arm. She survived. Her brother, Zion Brown, was fatally shot. Now, she stated, quote, he was laying against a wall, but his body was out. He couldn't fit into the hiding spot, close quote. The teen said he died when he got to the hospital. One of the cousins that was not injured and hid under a bed stated the shooter fired all his rounds and walked out the back door as police were pulling up. The boy said that before he hid, he spotted a second person in the kitchen. They said, quote, I saw a brown man with a black jacket on and some jeans. I saw the other man who was black too. He had on a red jacket and some jeans too, close quote. Now,
I'm like, that's probably like everybody, like, I mean, nigga, you in Florida, and probably in the area you in, there's a lot of black people wearing some jeans. That's all I got. That's like the worst description. Yeah, it was a black guy. Oh, there's like a few thousand of them in this area. Like, come on, you gotta do a little better than that. But I mean, people like say, oh, if I was in that situation, man, I'd be ducking, crawling, looking see exactly all the details. Nah, you gotta be like I mean, that's harder than you think. Like, shit popping off, and you just sitting there. You're not having time to get.
Police interviewed others trying to identify the shooter, who we now know to be DeAndre Thomas. Now, one of the victims said she's worried that the shooting was in retaliation for an alleged assault that took place earlier that year. So basically, right, someone upped the ante. What morals have we learned so far? We learned that today's fight could be tomorrow's shooting, man. You think you just gonna hit him in the face and walk off, man? But depending on the level of pride and ego, somebody might be like, yo, I'm gonna up the ante. You see what I'm saying? Yo, for a long time, right, I used to run around talking about, yo, I'm so afraid of people getting revenge. I gotta make it so that they can't get revenge, right? The demon that probably told me that didn't just stop at my house, man. I'm almost positive he went down the street. You see what I'm saying? Today's fight is tomorrow's shooting, man.
Yeah, this is the thing. I'm a young dude, right? I'm like 17 and shit. People don't just fight anymore. They just do shootings and stuff. Use weapons, shooting, jump people. You know, they always kind of jump people, but like, I'm one of those people who like, I respect you more if you just come at me. Even if you lose, I'll be like, you know, I beat your ass, we chill. I think that's more of a guy thing. But at the end of the day, if you start trying to shoot at shit, like start shooting, and taking it badly, trying to jump the person, that ain't it. I don't mess with that. And I don't know, people, like, I've seen people, I think I'll fit back in, like, maybe the 80s or stuff, like 90s or early 2000s, when people would just fight and let it go. But now people fight, start shooting, and man, this is why people keep dying. King Von's situation could have just got his ass beat. I mean, no, obviously he didn't have a gun on trial and stuff, but you know, I don't know what I would do in that situation, but I would take my ass beating like a man and move on.
And have it help you if you win the fight. Now you got to be concerned about the other person trying to make you feel the pain that he felt, even if that includes often your family members. Now,
you win,
since January of that year, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office investigated 2 homicides. And of course, you know they wound up investigating a whole lot more homicides after that. 4 robberies, 22 burglaries, 25 assaults within a half mile of the triple shooting, man. Imagine if there was no cops, man. You see, this is the catch-22 that we're in, man. Folks need cops, because apparently these shooters are a bit indiscriminate with it, right? I mean, a 9-year-old got hit. You see what I'm saying? Well, and we don't need the sheriff's office, man. You know how messed up that is? That we gotta prefer to have racist cops in the neighborhood than these youths doing this? And the dude that killed Trayvon let me not even go there. Look, remember that robbery I told you about in the beginning of this whole story? Anyway, the significance of that robbery was that the one time retrieved the shell casings from that robbery and matched them up on some CSI-ish with the casings at the crime scenes in Jacksonville. And you know who was at the robbery. So now we have Zion Brown dead, multiple family members wounded, 2 suspects. You following what I'm saying here, man? You like, yo, if you stop digressing, I will. Yo, look, I'm gonna try to do my best, but you know how it is around here.
This is the type of thing that's going to be on. It's a never-ending cycle, like I said in the last video. People are going to start shooting. You kill the wrong person, they're going to kill you, or someone close to you. If they can't get you, they're going to get your family. Like, I ain't in the gang stuff. I ain't in a gang, but like, I fuck with people who are, and really, I don't pick sides on anything. I just pick whoever I'm closest with. And sometimes stuff happens and you lose people, but it's not a good thing.
Fast forward a bit, right? The scene is a diner of sorts. It's a celebration, a birthday celebration party. Young Ace, Ken Bullitt, is celebrating a birthday party with his brother and his boys coming from a mall. They hop into the whip because they're trying to link up with some shorties, right? They were being followed. See, this is where I think a spirit will tell you, hey, yo, let's go hit this lick, man. Let's get this money by any means necessary. And whatever you do, don't look over there. Then it goes and tells your ops, yo, you wouldn't believe what just went down over there. You see what I'm saying? Pointing at the dude the whole time. Look, they leave the mall, right? They're being followed. Ace, his brother, and his boys stop at a red light. There go the cannons once again. Nothing but thunder. Ace gets hit in the hand, drops his phone, blacks out a bit, but is still able to hear his brothers yelling. He shields who he calls his little brother, who's in the driver's seat, because Ace is in the passenger seat, opens the door to the driver's side, and tries to let his brother out because his brother couldn't move. He got hit. The shots are coming in through the passenger side. He leans over, opens the driver's side door to let his brother out who was hit, pushes his brother out the whip and tries to get out that same side. All the while, hot metal is still coming through the whip. Man. Yo, would you believe I'm nowhere near done with this, man?
That's crazy. Like, you're already like out of it. You got shot. You're like, oh. Then this type of thing. Sometimes I have adrenaline. You see like your best friend, your brother going in. You're gonna look over there. A real friend. Some people be like, oh, nah, screw this. I'm gonna use him as a shield. I've seen that happen on some occasions. Like I've seen some close friends use each other as shields, and that ain't it. But whenever they use, he tried to shield his brother. That's the type of person he
gets out the driver's side, but at that point, the car starts to move because the joint ain't in park. He thinks he's shot in the leg when in fact he caught 6 to the rear. Ooh. 4 people were shot. 1 ambulance arrives. 3 of them do not survive the ordeal. Ace is the only survivor. Ace is one of the oldest people in the car, if not the oldest. Ace gets hit with 8 bullets. So from that point on, he blames himself for the loss of his brother and his boys. Yo, take a listen.
I feel like it's my fault. I always feel like that. I'm gonna forever feel like that. Everybody say don't feel like that, but you don't know how that feel. Like, it's like everybody on your watch, like they right here.
You see that, man? He ain't even kill his boys, and he still feels guilty. There's no peace in his soul at this point, man. It is tormented by the event that took place. And you can only imagine the things he hears in his head, man. He doesn't speak to a counselor about this stuff, but he needs to talk about it to somebody, right? In fact, he says it is through his music that he could discuss these things because for him, it is therapeutic, right? Swing the camera over.
That's definitely, you know how when you can listen to music and that's therapeutic. Sometimes they're just venting. They're just like, it's like when you're talking, like, you know, I talk to myself. Yeah, I'm a little bit insane, but I'll be talking to myself, and it kind of just gets it out because you talk to some wrong person about it. They start judging you, trying to say, oh my God, like start pitying you too. They start judging you, pitying you, or like stuff like that, and or use it against you. That's a really bad thing, but it's I don't like
over to Foolio's side. Now, Charles Jones, professionally known as Foolio, has fingers pointing in his direction for what went down with Ace and his brothers, with folks thinking that it was in retaliation for what went down with his cousin, Zion Brown. But he maintains that it wasn't him, and he has denied all involvement, which is kind of effed up, right? Because either he did it and he's lying, or he did not do it and he's just being targeted. Yeah. Unfortunately, he later releases a video mocking the artist's dead loved ones. See, this is a horrible practice right here. Tupac made a joke back in the day, right? If it could be called a joke, when he told his partners that when he dies, they were to smoke his ashes and get super high off of that joint, right? But approximately 20 years later, artists have twisted Pac's joke / request and used it as a means to disrespect their rivals' dead loved ones. Look, I cannot see how curses are not attached to behaviors like this, man. You ever meet people that, like, some of their actions make you want to get far away from them, man? Especially during thunderstorms. Look, I'm almost positive. People that disrespect other people's deceased loved ones bring a cloud of negative energy over them and their crew, and sometimes even their own loved ones, man, become the unwitting targets of the bullish, man. I told you before, man. King Von said, I rob a ninja and do it again. I come through your block and to kill two of your friends. Think about what that does, man. These artists, when they lose loved ones, right, oftentimes they feel responsible for the loss of their loved ones. And whether they are or not, it negatively impacts their psyche.
Yo, what is going on with this background? None of this has to, this is New York PD. The other one was Pooh Shiesty. This has nothing to do with Yungeen Ace. I don't think.
Man. They walk around carrying that, sometimes even hating a portion of themselves for what happened to their peoples, man. Yo, did I mention that Jacksonville has at least, that means the lowest number possible, at least 30 gangs in operation, with Jacksonville even coming up with a task force to address the gang violence in the city. I bet the residents love the police over there. Now, Foolio is a part of a group called KTA, which stands for Kill Them All. And Yungeen Ace is a part of a gang called ATK, which is believed to stand for Aim to Kill or Ace's Top Killers. Can you imagine standing behind these cats on Judgment Day line, man? I heard a dude from Black Panther like, are you done? You see what I'm saying? Now, Foolio dropped out of high school in the 9th grade, and your boy is no stranger.
He looked like he's looking like, look like he's just like, I'm about to kill this motherfucker.
To the gun violence. In fact, he was even being shot. He was even shot in the leg getting off of the school bus. That's how much of a problem it is out there, man. In 2019, Willie Addison, better known as Boss Goon, he's part of the, I believe the Ace's Top Killer side, right? Was murdered. And what made that crazy was that he just finished performing at a gentleman's club, hops into the ride with his brothers, cousins, and pops, when someone came by and riddled the whip with bullets. One of the victims recalls the account. Yo, take a listen.
Just performed at the club.
Yes, 2 or 3 cars pull up on the side of us, shot inside our car over 100 times, killed my son in the front seat, shot my son in the back, in the head 3 times, shot my nephew several times, couple more passengers in there were shot several times, numerous of times, and I drove all the way from there to Memorial Hospital, shot in the back, myself twice.
This happened. And on cue, right? An artist by the name of Lil Buck from the Attack Them All side, right? Mocked the dead Boss Goon. Are you starting to notice a pattern here, man? Around that time, I want to say June, Foolio was shot at with a bullet grazing his head, but he survives. Here's what's crazy, man. They even shot at his lady, and she survived. I mean, I couldn't even make this stuff up if I tried. Months later, that artist, Lil Buck, that, you know, the one that mocked Lil Buck, that mocked Boss Goon, guess what happened to Lil Buck? Just guess. That's right, the nightmare continues. He was murdered in a shopping plaza. And I understand that to have been in broad daylight. Now, the shooters fled the scene, hopping through people's backyard, making me think of what Wendy Williams said about housing prices. Breaking into someone's house and holding her hostage while changing into different clothes using her husband's clothes. Can you imagine, man? I mean, right now I'm wearing a shirt that says Black Excellence on it. What if they took my Black Excellence shirt, man? You see what I'm saying? In the midst of all this. They call a getaway driver, which happened to be...
Yo, I'll be low-key confused. I'm like, yo, the fuck? I'm like, you just popped some dude over... You just popped dude over there. And now you're just trying to steal my clothes. I don't even know if that will fit you. Like, I'll just be like... I wouldn't be, like, scared. I'd just be like... I'm like, they really just stealing our clothes for no reason. I'm like, what is this? I'm just confused.
The man you just saw being interviewed talking about what happened to his relatives in the car. A couple of minutes ago, you just saw that guy. He was the getaway driver. Meaning both the father and the son, by the name of K-So, got arrested in connection with the murder of Lil Buck. Now, someone by the name of Dominique Barner was also arrested for Lil Buck's murder, and he's talking about the act was made in retaliation for a diss song made by Lil Buck. You see, history is constantly repeating itself. We've seen all of this in Chicago. The demon in Chicago just went down to Florida. Like, yo, man, you ain't gonna believe what I just did up there, right? And the demon in Florida is like, yo, man, I was just talking to the Florida man. Yeah, the governor. What you got, fam? You see what I'm saying? Now, the one time already had their eye on K-So because his album cover made it real hot, man. It was an image of him with the faces of murdered victims in the form of smoke, helping him one time in connection with Barner's testimony to connect those deaths with K-So and ATK. Now, you would think these guys have like a shield of protection around them because Ace, right? Yungeen Ace recently dropped a track called Who I Smoke. And Ace proceeds to mention the names of dead homies of Foolio's in a super catchy song, right? Over the 1,000-mile sample. But here's the thing. When they do that, right, and people sing the song with them, that can't be good, man. We've seen so many instances of rappers doing this. Then the other person wants to retaliate, and the cycle of violence continues. And when artists don't die themselves, it's the people that are around them that die, man.
This is what was happening with Lil Durk back in the day, you know, like early 2010s. He was starting doing some shit. They couldn't find him because he was always out of town doing shows or protected with security. They did his cousins, his friends, close friends, anyone that could find out that was near him, just get them. And some of these rappers, like, they got security now. Like, even Durk, he saw at the mall or something with like 26 security guards all around him. He's trying to pull a 6ix9ine, which I don't blame him at all. His show, like, I think his last 3 shows been shot up and stuff, like heard gunshots. Yeah, and I think, you
would think that would make him stop, right? That if you disrespect someone's dead loved ones, it almost guarantees that people will come hunting for you and your loved ones, man. The 9-year-old was shot. The other artist from Chicago who had his daughter in the drive-thru, she became a victim after he pissed on someone else's grave. Your most precious loved ones, right, could die off of these social media shots. And check this out, man. Foolio lost one of his partners, right? Rob K. And after he was killed, he posted an unusual message which said, quote, "It ain't getting to me because nothing can get to me. That's what the streets owe us, the world. I'm going to keep going. I'm really disappointed, but I'm going to keep focused." Close quote, bruh. Here's what I noticed, man. A lot of these artists go cold when people close to them die, meaning you have no idea what kind of savage will be unleashed by an act that you think very little of today. These people are aiming for anybody in the house. that moves. That don't make you want to chill out, man.
A little bit,
These guys are doing videos at cemeteries, man. Here's what I noticed. In the scriptures, right? Demons seem to love being around cemeteries. It makes complete sense to me, though, man. You see what I'm saying? Look, we just giving you the history. And although it sounds like entertainment, there are real people grieving over the loss of their children, dissing the dead to anger your ops. Do you know what you're pulling towards yourself? It's like a frog's tongue latching onto a grenade, man. You see what I'm saying? And how much worse when you make the song catchy and people are now singing about other people's dead loved ones?
Yeah, how do you think that feels like some dude on TikTok dancing and to like your dead friends? It's like who does? Like, some people just singing it like the Tuka thing. Like I think Lil Pump, Young M.A. They were saying that they didn't even know who that dude was. They ain't even around Chicago. They're from Florida and New York. Just stuff keeps getting passed around, and then the meaning gets lost. And it's like, and the people who were around the situations, they're like, yo, that's disrespectful to them. And even if you're not meaning to be disrespectful, that shit could still affect them. And it's just getting normalized and stuff. Like I think over the years, it's just. People see it as entertainment, but some of the stuff you listen deeply, look at the meanings, they talking about some fucked up shit.
Look, if you make music like that and then die, the results of your actions continue to play out through time and eternity, man, until Judgment Day. It ain't just what you did while you were alive, man, but the ripple effect even after your death. And if the Most High is a righteous judge, there will be a reward for that, man. For those actions. Guaranteed. You like, damn. I'm like, yeah, tell me about it. And yo, let us know what you think, man. What is a way that we can stop all of the violence that's taking place, man, around all of these artists? I mean, we ain't trying to glorify none of this. In fact, we are saying that all of this is dead wrong, man, and there will be a reward for this kind of behavior. If you got no peace right now, you know you ain't gonna have no peace if you pass, man.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's pretty much the end of the video, but my final thoughts is it's really just a crazy thing, and I don't think this wave of music is gonna stop anytime soon or ever. I mean, we even got people who never lived any of this doing this type of music, and I think it's just a crazy thing, and this is what people enjoy. They're not gonna stop. It's been doing it around since rap started, talking about how they lived. So it's not gonna stop, and hopefully you can't really have one or the other, like have this fire music with like this same theme without the violence coming back with it. So, but whatever you do, like, subscribe, help me get to 1,500 subscribers. I'm gonna be posting more and more, and much love and peace.